Hello and welcome to this week's Craft and Chat. I'm Amanda Fowler. It's Tuesday, the 6th of August 2024. Thank you so much if you are joining me live or on the replay. If you're watching the replay, 20 minutes or so of chatting and then we will get crafting. The technology gremlins are here today again. I'm just trying to make sure that I am where I should be. So if you are watching live, could you just do me a quick sound and light check? Or whilst I just check that I am in the right place. Because sometimes the system puts me in all the wrong kinds of places. Okay. So it looks like I am where I should be. Okay, so Karen's in Facebook. No, Karen's in YouTube, so that's okay. And Chris is saying can see me okay on Facebook via the phone and YouTube via the telly. Hooray! Perfect. Thank you very much. So how are we all this lovely day today? It's been raining all day here. Just like a really misty rain. You know that rain that really, really gets you wet. You know, that fine misty rain. I made the mistake this morning of loading the car without my coat on and got soaking wet. I had a card class this morning, which was wonderful. Lots of lovely crafters crafting with me today. So that was good. Hi, Rob. Hi, Jen. Hi, Donna. Hi, Dino. Donna's obviously in Oz. So hello. How we doing? So what's new? What's new in everybody's world? We had Kimberly staying with us last week, so that was really good. She actually works from home, so she can actually work from pretty much anywhere. So she did. So she came up from my house, which is potentially, not casting any aspersions here, but potentially why my technology gremlins are gremlinging, because Kim was working in here last week and all my cables are all over the place. So I need to figure out what's where. And it's going to be interesting when we start crafting in a minute, because I'm not entirely convinced that my camera is where it should be. Is the sound okay? My microphone seems a long way away currently. Let me know. So yeah, so pretty much we've been basically hanging out with Kim. We went to the beach, we had lovely dinner. So here's a question for you. When you eat Chinese food, what do you order? What's your favorite thing? We were having this debate. We went out for dinner to our local Chinese restaurant, and Brian and I almost always have exactly the same things. Kim's veggie, so she obviously has veggie stuff, but it's just really interesting that we just kind of order the same kind of things. So let me know. And if you don't like Chinese food, any other kind of nationality of food, what's your favorite thing, favorite dinner to go out? Sounds okay. Good. Pam's saying it's cold in Victoria, Australia. You're in winter time, aren't you, Pam? So I mean, does it get really cold I know in some areas you get snow as well, don't you? It's strange. You kind of my automatic thought when I'm talking to my demonstrator friends and my crafting friends from Australia is it's warm, but obviously it's not. It's like everywhere. We all have different seasons. Hi, Margaret. Oh dear. When we get to crafting, my nail polish what you're going to have to do is not look at my nails. It's all rolling off. I don't know what's going on. Right, so let me see. Chris had a cataract operation 2 weeks ago today, and the next one she's going to have in 2 weeks' time. Oh, but Chris, your world will be so much better then. I know lots of people who've had cataract operations, and it's been the best thing ever. But in this interim time, her glasses aren't very good, so the world's a bit blurry. Hi, Leslie. Oh, Chris always orders prawns and cashew nuts. Yum. Leslie's just come back from Victoria in Australia, and it was -2 there, so chilly. Donna is last minute things before we move. Blimey. It's been a long time coming, Donna, hasn't it, your house move? But it's nearly here, so that's good. Oh, so Rob's saying sweet and sour chicken balls. That's kind of Brian's favourite. Crispy shredded beef, which is my favourite, but you're saying no chili. I have all the chili. I love spicy food. Yeah, so yeah, lots and lots of chilies and egg fried rice. Yeah, so Pam's saying it is winter. Yes. Hi, Ali. Leslie's saying that she would order duck in any form. Hi, Michelle. So interesting. We all have our favorite things. So my father-in-law always ordered lemon chicken. That was his favorite. My dad always ordered chow mains. Always noodles. It wasn't it wasn't Chinese unless there was noodles. Oh, Dino. Saying she taught Girl Scouts her love of paper crafting using paper bags as a base. So, Dino, do you know I was a Girl Guide, so the equivalent here in the UK, leader for 25 years, long time. I used to work with guide age, which is 10 to 14, and then 14 plus. But most of my time I worked internationally. So I worked with young women 16 to 25, working overseas and doing community development projects. So very close to my heart, that is. Oh, no. It's gone blurry. Okay. Okay. Bear with me. On. Right. I'm back. Is it all fixed? Oh, I can't blame that one on Kimberly. Okay. We're back. We're saying yes. Okay. Oh, Donna eats satay. Margaret loves crispy duck. Yeah, I'm lovely and clear now. Oh. Can we just have 1 week where it's just not blurry? Do you think that would be nice? That'd be really nice. Oh dear. Okay. So I do need to talk to you about the world of Stampin' Up, and then I'll get on with some crafting. We've got a paper sale on at the moment. 15% off the patterned papers in the annual catalogue. And we had 2 new kits launched today. So my next question, I'm going to show you the kits in a second. The next question is, who does Halloween? So I do talk about Halloween quite a bit because it's an interesting an interesting, I don't know, thing. So in the US, particularly, Halloween is huge. Here in the UK, not so much. So for my friends in other places in the world, let me know whether or not Halloween is something that's kind of celebrated or marked in any way. When my kids were little, we used to have Halloween parties. And oftentimes it was the half-term holidays. It was just a really good excuse to get their friends round and, you know, for them to have a nice time. And I love Halloween. I love witches and all that kind of stuff. So I love Halloween. So yeah, I'm just interested. So and I think particularly if you've got littles, you know, if you've got grandbabies, if you've got kids, then whether or not you celebrate Halloween is different. So let's have a look. So let me just see. Let me just stop my camera a second. Let me just see if I can. There we go. So can you see my screen? Yes, you can. Okay, so there are 2 new kits. Hang on, let me just start my camera again. There are 2 new kits. So there is this Christmas Wishes kit and the Haunted Home kit. So let me just show you this. So this is the Halloween kit. So it is a house basically that you put together. So does it tell you it doesn't tell you how tall it is. So I have one on order. So I will share with you in a coming video probably all about it, but it make a really nice home decor kind of piece. And then let me go back. The other kit is this one. It's called Christmas Wishes. It's Poppy Parade is the red color and gold foiling. That's what you get in the kit. So you get gold envelopes, these printed cards, you get a stamp set and a block and a pretty peacock ink pad. And that's the stamp set. So you overstamp some of the leaves and things, which is really cool. So let me just, I didn't show you actually. Let me just click here. So this is all of the components to make the house. So they're actually die cut pieces, patterned paper pieces. It does recommend that you use a glue gun to put it together. But once I've had a good look at it, I will see. But I think it looks really, really lovely. And then the only other thing to show you is this patterned paper sale. So all of these patterned papers are 15% off. So they're all, for those of you that are working in pounds, they're all £9.99. So it's pretty much all of the patterned papers in the annual catalogue. So that's really cool. Okay, so back to me. Rob says, no, but eats all the goodies. Yeah, you see, we need to eat the goodies. But Chris says she doesn't normally do Halloween, but she's been asked to help make someone with cards this year. Karen dresses up the dining room for a Halloween dress-up tea. That sounds fab. And Donna's saying it's celebrated here in Oz, but not really popular. The younger generation are more into it. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? I think different generations, different things. But yeah, I'm excited about that. So you will be seeing a little bit of Halloween stuff on my channel. So I am going to get the camera turned around and we are going to do a bit of paper piecing today. Now, sometimes it gets called paper piercing, which is different. So this is paper piecing, which is stamping images and piecing paper, hence the term, piecing paper pieces over the top. It's much easier than it sounds. So let me turn the camera around. You're going to have to bear with me, though, because like I said, I am not convinced my camera's in the right place. So I'm just going to stop that camera. Move that. Switch the camera around. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. It's even in focus and everything. Hooray. That's good. Yeah, red line tape will probably work with that haunted house. I don't know. So I have placed my order. We will see. I'm very excited. Okay, so this is not going to be a surprise to you that I'm going to be using this stamp set. I'm actually going to be using Poised Peony as well. And we actually made this card at card class today, which is an in-person card class that I do. But I'm actually going to be doing this one as well. I'll do this one second. So I am using this paper. So this one of the paper packs. And you get these paper packs in all of the different colors. And this is the in color pack. So I am using the peach pie. And so that if I show you the patterns, so you've got like a tile and polka dots, and then you've got leaves and stripes. So I'm actually using the polka dots and the stripes just because they're sort of a smaller pattern, but it depends what you what type of image you are paper piecing on. So you need something that's open. So you don't want something that's like a filled in image, because you want to be able to see underneath the stamped image. That's why this poised peony is really good, because that's really open as well. So I've got peach pie card blank. I've got some white card and some chocolate chip. Chocolate chip. Did I really just say chocolate chip? Darn. We haven't had chocolate chip ink for years. I don't know, 6 years maybe? I still miss it. It was such a great brown. It had quite a lot of red in it actually. But this is early espresso. So I'm sorry if I got you all excited then, that you were thinking, oh, marvelous, we've got chocolate chip back. We have not. We have not. Right, where is my grid paper? Da, 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 da. What was I saying earlier about stuff going missing? Found it. Huzzah. Right. Get some grid paper. Actually, I'll just fold it over a bit, so got less chance of making the camera go wonky. So I am using sketch butterflies first. And I don't know how many butterflies I'm actually going to get on this paper. Oh, maybe 3. Fabulous. And I am going to use the thank you stamp, which it's absolutely stuck on the inside of my case. Sometimes the if I don't use a particular stamp very often, so that's thinking of you, if I don't use it very often, sometimes they stick really tightly to the case. All right, so let's just pull that off. Get the thinking of you. I want that down there in the bottom. And then I have got the little butterflies. I am just going to add in, just to fill in some of that white space. There we go. Okay, that actually looks quite nice already. So you could just pop that on there, onto your card blank. Hooray! But what we're going to do is we are going to stamp butterflies onto the patterned paper. Like so. So you can see, hopefully now, you've got the outline, but you've actually got the pattern. Now, there are 2 ways that you can do this, and I'm going to show you both. Obviously, depending on what type of stamps you've got. So for this one, I'm actually just going to cut the wings. and I'm cutting on the line. Now, normally when I cut anything out, I cut with like a little border around it because I think it looks nicer. But when you're doing this paper piecing, what you want to be able to do is actually see that line and to be able to line up the image. So I'm actually cutting on that line. And this sketch butterfly stamp set is really cool because it is sketchy, you've got multiple lines that you can kind of cut on. So that works really well. So what I can do, because I've cut the butterflies out, is I can just butterfly wings out. I can just do that. Now let me get it so it focuses. Let me see. Come on. I'm going to bring it up close and then let it refocus. There we go. So you can do it like that. It's more tricky, but also more satisfying to cut the body and everything. And then we put it down like that. Now, I am not foolish enough to try and cut the antenna. Nobody has got time to cut out the antenna. Well, maybe you have. I do not have the passion or the time to cut out the antenna of a butterfly. So then you just stick it down over the stamped image. And because it's flat and it looks flat, it's like an optical illusion. It's like, oh, how have you managed to do that? How have you managed to get that patterned paper in there? It's such a cool thing to do. Love it. Now you can do this with lots of different things. So I'm using patterned paper. You can make your own patterned paper by cutting out strips of cardstock, for instance, and lining those up and then stamping over the top of those as well. That works really well. But the most important thing to do is to make sure that you're cutting just in or on the line so that your patterned paper stays in the right place. How cool is that? So let's get that all layered up. I'm just going to do an inside as well. Ooh. Oh, thank you. Can you also do it with die cuts is the question? Yes, absolutely. So if you've got a die cut that will cut different pieces. So let me just, so the dies that go with this one, can you see these? Like this one? If you cut that out of 2 different colors, so cut that one butterfly out of 2 different colors, you can actually swap the inside die cut pieces with the outside, so you could get a 2-tone or a 3-tone depending on how many you make. So you can do it with die cuts as well. You just have to be careful about which particular ones that you use. Margaret's saying that's very effective. Thank you. Love it. I just wanted to do a nice, simple tone on tone. I'm kind of looking at this and thinking I need to get my peach pie markers just to color those butterflies in, because I am not cutting out those teeny butterflies. I'm not doing that. But I will color them in. So when you see this card on my blog later, these bits will be colored in. And actually I'm getting stressed. I need a butterfly here. So hang on. Let's have a look. Yeah, that will work. Let me just. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I want a butterfly just here. So I'm going to put my grid paper buttered up against it so I don't get ink where I don't want ink. I'm just going to ink up that butterfly and just stamp it there. Yay, look, that's better. I've got an odd number of little butterflies now. Sometimes you have things and you think, oh no, that's not working. Stilla's arrived. She got distracted in Marks and Spencer's. Stilla was with me this morning. Did you get your shopping done? That's the question. So there you go. So there's card number 1. So then I've got a second card, which I'm going to use the Poised Peony. And I have to say, this card, we made this card today at card class, and the ink pad was being a bit of a pest. So we're using Stays-On. And for some reason, the Stays-On ink was not drying. So because obviously it's been really damp today, or really rainy today, it could just be that there was a lot of moisture in the air. But I've never known Stays-On not dry. But it really wasn't drying properly at all. So I don't know what was going on. So I've got a different Stays-On now. I'm hoping that this is going to work better. So we'll see. So we've got best birthday wishes. See, that's looking better already. So I'm saying it's looking better already. I've got a hair on there. Let's start that again. Let me just clean that off. Try that again. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So I am stamping the image again on a piece of white. And then I'm going to stamp it again. And this time I'm going to stamp it on 2 different colors. So this is a great way of getting multiple flowers in different colors. So I'm going to do the head of the peony. and then the leaves. And for those of you that collect scraps, honestly, this is a great way of using them up. Because what you can do, so, you know, if you look at how tiny a piece that would have been for that wing, you can easily use your scraps to cut the images out. So I'm just going to colour in there as well. I have to say this is working a lot better than it was earlier. Yes, it's not smudging, so it must have been that ink pad. So, because this is dried, which it absolutely should do, and I'll show you the I'll show you the result in a minute. What happened with the dodgy ink pad. So again, just like I did with the butterflies, I am cutting on the line. So don't leave a border. Now, if you've got images, we've got all sorts of stamp sets. And actually, what I might do in a minute is just go through the catalogue and just point out a few different stamp sets that would really work well with this technique. If you've got images of people or creatures, actually, that works really, really well with this technique. And it's nice and relaxing because you just got a little bit of cutting out to do. But you can get some really great color combinations and pattern combinations. I mean, I'm using sort of very muted patterns, but you could go crazy with lots of bright and vibrant patterns, or go kind of muted tones if that's what you prefer. So that's one set of leaves. Here's the other set of leaves. And of course I'm cutting, so I'm stopping talking, sorry. Ah, scrap buster. Yeah, absolutely. We love that. Okay. So then I'll get that Tombow out. And just pop that over the top. And again, because you are cutting inside the lines or on the lines, anywhere that you've cut slightly inside, you'll be able to see the line from the original stamped image. That's why what you need to make sure that what you're doing is you are using the same ink for both stamped images. So the stamped image on the cardstock and the stamped image on the patterned paper. It's such a fun technique. There we go. And let's get this layered up. So the colours for this are peony. What's the my brain, honestly. They're the new in colours, which I should just be able to just tell you immediately. So it's Shy Shamrock. But what's the peony colour? What's the peony? Petunia Pop. So it's not peony at all. That's why my brain wasn't doing it. It's called Petunia Pop. Margaret, no, you don't have to use Stays On at all. No. So this one, I just use chocolate chip ink. But you just need to make sure that whichever colour you use the same colour on both. Yeah. So because I've used Stays On here, then I've used Stays On the white card and Stays On the coloured paper. With this one, I've used Early Espresso. Did I say chocolate chip again? I've used Early Espresso and I've stamped that on the patterned paper as well. The only time really you would have to use Stays On is if you are using it on something like vellum, which our standard water-based inks won't dry on, or potentially on a foiled paper as well. Yeah. Ali's laughing at me with talking about chocolate pudding. It's one of those things with the colors that I use. As you know, I tend to use colors, the same colors a lot because I have my favorites, the same as everyone else. And obviously once I get into my head that this is chocolate chip ink, I keep saying it. It is not. Look, it's Early Espresso, which is like my next favorite thing after chocolate. So, you know, coffee. So it's nearly the same, but it's not the same. So there you go. So that is paper piecing. Now I want to show you, as I have. Here's one I made earlier. So what you can do is you can take this up a level by running it through an embossing machine. So this embossing folder is from the 3D embossing folders. It's like the linen effect. So you get, it's 3D basics, I think it's called, and you get 3. And what that does, and it's quite difficult to see on camera actually, what that actually does is it kind of pushes the paper into the cardstock, and it just looks like like it's melted into the card. It's really odd. But can you see that smudge? So this is the Stays On from earlier, and it's I don't know what's happening with it. It's just smudging. So from a distance, it's a really cool card. Close up, it's all a bit smudgy, but you know, it's handmade, so it's cool. Okay, so I've obviously been speedy crafting today. So what I am going to do, I'm going to grab my catalogue and just show you some more. I'll put those here so you can still see them. Ta-da-da. Put those there. And then I will just scoot through the catalogue and just show you some other stamp sets that this technique would work with. Okay. So obviously this is Poised Peony, which is the one I've just used. Can we just admire this craft room again? This is one of my goals in life, is to have a room with a window on two sides. Okay, so it would work really well with citrus blooms, actually. Because those oranges are really sort of open stamps. You could probably do it as well with the Take to the Sky. You would just have to go carefully with the bits that you cut out. This would really work well. Country Birdhouse. So you've got the background of the birdhouse itself and the bird, and again the country flowers. Not unless you really love cutting out the smaller floral images, but the big images, they would work. You don't want something too small. I would probably, that is probably the smallest I would go. This Layers of Beauty, we're actually going to do that. I think I might do that next week, actually, because it's got a set of masks and things with it. It's so cool. But we were colouring that in, so that would actually work. The Hearts and Hugs, that would work. The onesie. Obviously, that's the one that I've used today, but this one would work as well, Spotlight on Nature. Although I would probably do the butterfly and the leaves. I probably wouldn't do the floral image because these leaves are quite diddy. No, just a bit too much for me to cut. And then let's see. Oh, the ice cream swirl, that would be really cool. That would look really nice. The hot air balloons would probably work as well, as would Enduring Beauty. But again, you'll have lots of fiddly bits to cut out. So just kind of as you're looking at your stamps, because I appreciate that you will have lots of other stamps as well as these, as well as the ones you find that are currently in the book. But you want something that's open so that the pattern can shine through. So obviously you've got the spots and the stripes here. You want the pattern to be able to shine through. What you don't want is something that's really detailed and doesn't kind of open up and give you the space for the colour to go. Okay, so I am going to love you and leave you. I will see you back here next week. Take care of yourselves this week. Try not to get up to too much mischief. Hopefully, for those of us that are missing the sun, hopefully the sun will be back very soon. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye.